Can you believe this? Sheryl Swoopes, a basketball legend in every sense of the word, has taken aim at Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's hottest rookie. You might be wondering, why would someone as respected as Swoopes have a problem with a rising star like Clark? Well, you're not alone. Stephen A. Smith, never one to shy away from controversy, couldn't hold back any longer. He blasted Swoopes, calling her the biggest Caitlin Clark hater, and what followed was a verbal takedown that left everyone buzzing. But why did Stephen A. get so fired up? Let's peel back the layers of this drama. Sheryl Swoopes, a revered figure in the basketball world and an icon in the Hall of Fame, recently stirred up significant buzz with her latest remarks. More precisely, her notable silencing Caitlin Clark, as she praised the Indiana Fever's recent performances. Swoopes curiously omitted any mention of Clark, a rising star who has been making headlines for her extraordinary play. This surprising oversight didn't go unnoticed, especially by Stephen A. Smith, a commentator known for his intense and thought-provoking analysis. Stephen A., never one to shy away from calling things out, quickly addressed the situation. He made it clear that Swoopes' understanding of the game is beyond reproach, stating, "You know basketball better than me, better than most pundits, better than most men who play the game." His respect for her expertise was evident, but that didn't stop him from questioning her decision to leave Clark out of the conversation. Clark's performances have been nothing short of spectacular, leading many to wonder why a player of Swoopes' stature would bypass discussing her contributions. Was it an intentional snub, or simply an oversight? The sports world was left buzzing, with fans and analysts debating the possible reasons behind Swoopes' omission. This incident has added another layer of intrigue to the ongoing discussions about Clark's growing influence in the league, and why even the most seasoned veterans might hesitate to acknowledge her impact. This isn't merely a disagreement between two prominent figures. It's a confrontation that could reshape the narrative around women's basketball. This clash is about more than determining who's right or wrong. It's a battle for respect, recognition, and the future of the sport. Swoopes, a legend whose contributions to basketball are immortalized, seemingly taking aim at a rising star like Caitlin Clark. The idea alone feels almost unimaginably Hall of Famer appearing to dismiss the achievements of the next generation. Yet, this is precisely what has people talking. Stephen A. Smith's fiery response isn't just about sticking up for Clark. It taps into a deeper, more complex storyline. It's about ensuring that the accomplishments of today's stars are recognized and celebrated by those who paved the way. His reaction signals that this isn't just a personal feud. It's about safeguarding the legacy of women's basketball and ensuring that its future is in good hands. The tension between honoring the past and embracing the future is at the heart of this debate, and we're about to dive into how this narrative is unfolding and what it could mean for the sport. Let's set the scene. Sheryl Swoopes was discussing the Indiana Fever's recent success on her podcast, Queens of the Court. You'd expect Caitlin Clark's name to come up. After all, she's been nothing short of a sensation, lighting up the league with her performances. But instead of praising Clark, Swoopes showered compliments on players like Lexie Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston. These players are undoubtedly talented, but how do you discuss the Fever's success without mentioning Caitlin Clark? It's like attending a Beyoncé concert and spending the whole time talking about the backup dancers. Sure, they're great, but we all know who the real star is. Stephen A. didn't mince words. He said, respectfully, "Sheryl Swoopes, do you have any idea how that makes you look? Do you understand how that feeds into the narrative that Caitlin Clark is being unfairly criticized?" His frustration was palpable, not just because of Swoopes' comments, but because someone of her stature could so blatantly overlook Clark's immense contributions to the game. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. This isn't the first time Swoopes has thrown shade at Clark. When Clark broke a scoring record early of the season, instead of celebrating the achievement, Swoopes dismissed it by saying Clark took too many shots to get there. Talk about missing the forest for the trees. And now, despite Clark having one of the most phenomenal rookie seasons in WNBA history, leading the entire league in assists and setting a new single-game assist record, Swoopes acts like she's just another player on the court. Stephen A. took it personally. He made it clear that this isn't just about Clark's stats. It's about what she represents. Clark isn't just another rookie, she's a game changer. She's bringing in new fans, drawing more media coverage, and sparking excitement for women's basketball like we haven't seen in years. The Fever's game against the Minnesota Lynx drew in a staggering 1.29 million viewers, breaking records and setting new benchmarks for the league. And yet, Swoopes with all her basketball wisdom, acts as if Clark's impact doesn't exist. Why is Sheryl Swoopes doing this? Is it jealousy? Is she worried about her legacy being overshadowed? Or is there something deeper going on? Stephen A. Smith hinted that Swoopes' comments might be fueled by fear of being eclipsed, fear that the game is evolving beyond her era. Think about it, Swoopes, a basketball icon, sees a new star like Caitlin Clark rising rapidly, grabbing headlines, and capturing the attention of fans everywhere. It's possible that she's grappling with the idea that her era is being replaced by a new wave of talent. But this isn't just about Swoopes or Clark. It's about the future of women's basketball. If legends like Sheryl Swoopes start feeling overshadowed by the rising stars of today, it could create a deep rift that hampers the entire league's progress. Instead of celebrating how the game has evolved and supporting new talent, there's a risk of clinging to past achievements in a way that could block forward momentum. Swoopes' remarks might be a reflection of a broader, more complex issue struggling with how to balance honoring the contributions of earlier generations with embracing the exciting developments of the present. This internal conflict could have significant repercussions, not just for Swoopes or Caitlin Clark, but for the WNBA as a whole. If this divide isn't addressed, it might lead to a scenario where the league is caught between its storied past and an uncertain future. Such a split could prevent new stars from receiving the recognition and support they deserve, potentially stalling the league's growth and its ability to engage new fans and sponsors. Finding a way to respect the legacy of past icons while fully supporting and celebrating emerging talent is crucial. The WNBA needs to navigate this delicate balance to ensure that it remains dynamic, inclusive, and forward-looking. This approach will help the league continue to thrive and evolve, benefiting players, fans, and the sport itself. Whatever the underlying reason, it's clear that Swoopes' decision to downplay Caitlin Clark's achievements goes beyond just critiquing a single player. By seemingly dismissing one of the brightest talents in the game, Swoopes could be sending a dangerous message that reverberates throughout the entire league. It's not just about one player or one moment. It's about how we honor the past while still making room for the future. If legends like Sheryl Swoopes start undermining the accomplishments of the next generation, it could have far-reaching consequences for women's basketball. This kind of criticism might not just affect individual players. It could create a ripple effect that hinders the growth and evolution of the entire sport, rather than celebrating progress and pushing the game forward. Dismissing emerging talent risks holding it back. At a time when unity and recognition are more crucial than ever, unnecessary divisions only serve to stall advancement. Embracing and supporting the new wave of players is essential for fostering a thriving and dynamic league. If the past and present can't find common ground, it could jeopardize the future of women's basketball, preventing it from reaching its full potential. The ongoing controversy in the WNBA isn't just a basketball story, it's a window into the league's evolving landscape and its embrace of emerging stars. This debate goes beyond mere game statistics. It's about how we define and celebrate excellence within women's basketball and the broader implications for the future of the sport. Stephen A. Smith encapsulated the core of this issue with his poignant observation, "Hate rises, and a tide lifts all boats." This powerful statement highlights a crucial truth. When we acknowledge and elevate extraordinary talent, it creates a ripple effect that benefits everyone involved. Consider this: celebrating players like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese isn't just about spotlighting individual achievements. It's about igniting interest and enthusiasm in the sport. When stars shine brightly, they attract more fans, which in turn boosts media coverage. More media attention translates to increased visibility for the league, leading to more sponsorships and partnerships. This cycle of recognition and growth propels the entire WNBA forward. In essence, the more we celebrate and support the rising stars, the more the league flourishes as a whole. The debate and controversies are part of a larger narrative about how we value and promote the game. By focusing on the positive impact of these athletes, we contribute to a thriving, dynamic future for the WNBA, one where excellence is recognized and the sport reaches new heights. However, when legends like Sheryl Swoopes choose to overlook the contributions of players like Caitlin Clark, they risk doing more than just undermining a single athlete. They risk stifling the momentum of the entire league by not acknowledging the achievements of the next generation. Swoopes isn't just criticizing Clark, she's potentially slowing down the progress that could propel the WNBA to new heights. This isn't just a personal conflict, it's a pivotal moment that could shape the future of women's basketball for years to come. So, What's your stance? Is it time for a new playbook in women's basketball only that champions inclusivity and innovation? Or should we heed the wisdom of the legends and tread carefully before bestowing the spotlight on the next generation? The ball is now in your court. How will you respond to this evolving narrative in women's basketball? Let's continue this conversation and explore the future of the sport together. Subscribe to WNBA Zone Northeast 69 for more in-depth analysis and updates on women's basketball.